Hi everyone, welcome to Miss Awagid's 8th grade math class. I moved the classroom home for you to continue learning during this stay-at-home order for COVID-19. So we're going to continue learning math while we're home. Today's lesson is to understand how zero exponents work if you try to evaluate or simplify expressions with zero exponents. What does that give you? At the end of the lesson, we're going to come up with a rule that we can use for zero exponents. For us to understand that, let's fill out that table first. Quotient means dividing two fractions. What is the answer? 5 cubed divided by 5 cubed. If I want to evaluate that, means 5 times 5 times 5, which equals 125. Divided by 5 cubed, also 125. If I'm dividing the same number to evaluate, gives you 1. Now 6 squared. 6 squared equal 36. Divided by 6 squared, that's also 36. Divide them, gives you 1. The last example. Negative 3 cubed means negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3, which is negative 27. Divided by negative 3 cubed, which is negative 27. Now simplify that. Negative divided by negative is positive. 27 divided by 27 is 1. Now let's use the quotient of power, which states if you are dividing powers with the same base, keep the base the same and subtract the exponents. So the base is 5, I'm going to keep it the same, and I'm going to subtract the exponents. 3 minus 3. Write your answer as a power, which is 5 to the power of 0. Now the second one, keep the base the same, subtract the exponents. 6 and 2 minus 2. As a power, it's 6 to the power of 0. Last one, the base is negative 3, subtract the exponents. 3 minus 3 gives you negative 3 to the power of 0. Now let's see what happened when we evaluate. You got 1 when you evaluated those fractions or powers, but if you wrote them as a power, it gave you an exponent of 0, which tells you that 5 to the power of 0 equals 1. And 6 to the power of 0 also equals 1. Negative 3 to the power of 0 equals 1. And we proved that by dividing the quotients. So the zero exponent property states any base to the power of 0 equals 1. Any power that has a base of 0 to the base of a raised to the base to the exponent of 0 gives you 1, where a does not equal 0. So what happens if a equals 0? If the base is 0, 0 to the power of 0, what does that equal? Does that give you 1? Let's find out. For you to understand that, let's try those 3 problems. 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 equals 3. And I know that for a fact because 3 times 2 equals 6. And you can use your calculator to prove it. 0 divided by 4 equals 0. And I know that for a fact because 0 times 4 equals 0. That is the property multiplication of 0. Any number multiplied by 0 gives you 0. So what happens if you have 3 divided by 0 when the denominator is 0? Is there a number I multiply it by 0 gives me 3? Or any other number? Try it on the calculator. It will give you error. What does that mean? It does not exist. There isn't a number. I multiply it by 0 gives me any number other than 0. So the answer is undefined. We don't know what it is. It doesn't exist. So 0 to the power of 0 equals undefined. That's the answer when you're trying to evaluate. Let's prove it one more time. If you have 0 to the power of 0 divided by 0 to the power of 0. Quotient of power, keep the base the same, subtract the exponents. So 0 to the power of 0. Is it a number I multiply by 0 gives me 0? It doesn't exist. So the answer when you evaluate is undefined. So let's try practicing simplifying and evaluating expressions that contains 0 exponents. Now we're going to evaluate those 3 expressions. Let's look at the first one. Negative 5 times x to the power of 0. We know x to the power of 0 equals 1 times negative 5 Negative 5 times y is negative 5, and that's your answer for the first one. Now the second one. B to the power of 0 we know equals 1 times b to the power of 10. Any number multiplied by 1 stays the same, so this gives you b to the power of 10. I can do the same problem or solve the same problem different way. We said a product of power, if you're multiplying two powers with the same base, keep the base the same, so I have b as the base, add the exponent 0 plus 10, gives you b to the power of 10. That's the same answer as you got here. That's another proof that b to the power of 0 also equals 1. Now the last one, 5 to the power of 2 minus 5 to the power of 0. This is not multiplication, so I have to follow order of operation that states exponent first and last thing is subtraction. 5 to the power of 2 equals 25. Minus 5 to the power of 0 equals 1. 25 minus 1 equals 24, and that's how you simplify using 0 exponents. If you have any questions, please comment below and I'll try my best to answer. Have a great day.